what keeps societies together, what causes social dysfunction, how important are the social functions of the social structure to the maintenance and stability of societies, and what is structural functionalism. Structural functionalism is a social theory that sees society as a complex system whose parts work together to promote solidarity and stability. Let's look at how this theory started. Imagine stepping back in time to the 1930s, where sociologists were looking for new ways to understand the complex nature of society. Enter Talcott Parsons, a pioneering sociologist who was heavily influenced by the works of Max Weber and Emil Durkheim. Parsons was determined to develop a framework for understanding society as a complex system where every part works together to promote stability and solidarity. And with that determination, he brought forth the concept of structural functionalism. Again, structural functionalism was developed by Talcott Parsons in the 1930s, and the theory emphasizes social structure and social functions. Examples of social structure include the family, government, religion, education, and economy. These structures shape our lives in various contexts and all function to keep society going, at least in its present form. Robert Merton expanded the concept of social function by arguing that any social structure may have many functions. He distinguished between manifest functions, the recognized and intended consequences of any social pattern, and latent functions, the unrecognized and unintended consequences of any social pattern. One example of functions is in the higher education setting. For instance, it can be seen with both manifest and latent functions. Its manifest function is to provide young people with the knowledge and skills necessary to succeed in their chosen careers after graduation. By keeping millions of young people out of the labor market, where a significant number of them may not get hired right away after graduation, serves as the latent function of higher education, which is negative. Its positive latent function is seeing higher education as a marriage broker that brings people together, such as those with similar social backgrounds, that may positively impact society. So, as you can see in his classification of social functions, aside from the positive impact, Merton recognized that the effects or outcomes of social structure are not necessarily good for everyone, such as the unemployment. He coined the term social dysfunction, which refers to any social pattern that disrupts the operation of society. Again, the term was coined by Robert Merton. Here are examples of causes of social dysfunction: the lack of consensus among people in a given society or policy about what is helpful or harmful to society is a key feature of every society. Differences in backgrounds or status may lead to differences in recognition and appreciation of what is functional or not to particular individuals or groups of people. For example, high profits for factory owners can be seen as dysfunctional for factory workers who receive low wages. The structural functional approach is built on the following premises. Within every social structure or system, each member of the system has a specific function. These functions work toward the same purpose of keeping the system operational within its environment, and change is evident within any society or system. But for it to survive, it must adapt to maintain its equilibrium. To maintain the equilibrium of the system, Parsons identified 4 imperatives for societies to survive, which he called the AGIL model. The acronym stands for adaptation, goal attainment, integration, and latency. Structural functionalism was under sustained criticisms in the late 1960s, and by the 1970s, it had lost its credibility. The theory was criticized for its lack of explanation for social conflict or social change, bias of political conservatism, and inability to explain phenomena such as social change, disagreement with social and political aims, and the influential underpinnings of the wealthy. Critics also argue that the focus on social stability and social order ignores inequalities of social class, race, and gender, which cause tension and conflict in society. In response to these criticisms, some social scientists revert to structural functionalism as it offers a valid explanation of consensus, which supports the concept of social order. Others made a critical response and developed the social conflict approach. In the social sciences, Marxism is an example of this social conflict approach. In a way, some defended it, while others tried to find ways to improve it.